World. You're watching Zane Blakestone, and welcome to another chill DayZ session on this PvE server. Today, taking my Ada out, and I'm gonna make a little run to Arsenovo and Kamensk military base so I can try and get some ammo, some interesting stuff over there, and hopefully get a holster, because I never found me a holster since I started this server, and my bud and I are in dire need of a holster. I don't even know what accent that is. Okay, so I got everything in the car. I got my weapons. Therefore, this is gonna be in a few seconds. Take this out of the base. Leave it here for about 15 seconds. Close this. Close this. Code lock. Close this. And then I'm gone. So now I'm gonna go to Arsenovo hunting grounds, if I can say it like that. Like it's a bunch of country houses where you can get gun cleaning kits, you can get hunting gear, you can get blazes, longhorns, ammo for SKs, buckshots. Like there's a lot of things you can get. So Arsenovo first, and Kamensk military base afterwards. At this time of the day, there are not too many people on the server yet, although that can change at any time, which is why I'm taking my chances. So yeah, this is DayZ Uncut. As this dude right here hasn't started playing with editing and the likes. One day maybe I'll do them cute videos for y'all, but this day ain't. Nah. No sir. So yeah, and I'm gonna go through the north road because on this server there's a trader that's in a very big building, the big building down the road, and makes things really difficult to for the traveling, because it lags a whole lot and people die over there if they go with a car. Or they die or lose their car, which is another very unfortunate thing that can happen to those playing this wonderful game. So now I'm entering Novomitrosk, or as you guys call it, Novo. Well, I'll be honest with you guys, I call it Novo too. So that's why right where I come in, I'm gonna take a left right here. And now there's gonna be two archways with statues. There's one to my left right here, and there's gonna be another one back there. See? So I will take that road, and where there's a bus and an old garage, take a right, and then I'm pretty much gonna follow this road all the way through Nagorno and take a left to Arsenovo, because this road eventually it goes back south, down south. Like, we're gonna be due west for a good while as soon as we get out of the city. And at some point where you get to Arsenovo, you follow this very road still, and there's a dirt road that you can keep straight if you want to go to Kamensk military base. But if you really follow this road, this main road with that asphalt, that pavement, it's gonna get you to Arsenovo. It does take quite a few minutes to get there, because this road between Novo and Nagorno is one of the longest roads on which you don't see anything on Chernobyl. So now I should take my gear down, because on third it's not going up really good. And so one thing that is tempting for pretty much everyone, including myself, on this road is to go fast. But there's trees all around, so if you screw up, you might end up crashing really bad and even killing yourself. So it's not the best area to try and beat speed records, and you know, shit'll happen to you here. Also, lots of wolf spawns. So if for some reason you get stranded over here and you don't have a car to move, well, you gotta be ready to face wolves. If you're well armed or a veteran at this game, it's not the biggest threat, but in my opinion, gas attacks, bears are the two deadliest, but wolves can be if you're not careful. And since update 127, they have been stronger. I remember on Sakal being killed by a wolf after only 2 hits, and it had severely damaged my like the hat that I was wearing at the time. So they're also going for the head, like they're super vicious. So better safe than sorry, folks. That's why when I use this north road, I always take a cab. While I'm experienced at this game, I'm no elite DayZ survivor by any means. I just know my way around because I have experience. But I have my own habits. I have my own flaws. Mainly not being a patient guy, so sometimes I'm gonna try and rush things and it's gonna backfire. Or sometimes feel overconfident and go on the street and think I can take on 7 zombies infected. And then I get hit a few times trying to run to something which you think you can jump on, but for some reason can't. And then, you know, it happens fast in this game if you're not careful. So here's Nagorno. It's in the middle of nowhere. I'm not a big fan of this town, although I gotta admit on this server I did find a sea chest and a barrel right here. So needless to say, I was ecstatic to take those back to my place. And now I'm looking for... Oh, how about that? Forgot that there was a store right here. Guess it can't hurt to go look. If I find the flag, people, I'm gonna be so proud of myself for 1 second there. I don't know why, but that raincoat. Sometimes it's just because you want to see something so much. I long for a flag, people. Me needs a flag, people. When can I get a flag, people? Get me a flag. Get me a flare. Any band that needs a singer out there, I'm available. I have a terrific voice. We could be the next Creed if you want. And yes, you have to be somewhat old to understand that reference. My sacrifice. Sorry. I just want to say hello again. My sacrifice. This song is 24 years old, people. And some of you watching this are not even 24 years old. And it's fine, by the way. I have fond memories of my 20s. Fun times. See here? There's a road right in front. Not a dirt road, but like not as big a road. And there's this main road, of course. So I'm gonna keep through this road and very shortly stumble upon Arsenovo. And I will go there with the car, get rid of all the infected using the car, because, you know, why waste my resources? And the mechanics of this game are made so that even if you bump in a lot of infected, it doesn't damage your car. If it did, it'd be a lot more realistic, and I think people would avoid a lot, like they would avoid shit. They would avoid infected a lot more when they use their car, which we don't have to do. Maybe in a future update they will change something about it, but right now it hasn't been the case. I hope someone did not come before all the gates open like that. It's a rare occurrence here when you come with a cat. Come on! Oh. Come on! Come on! So lots of cadavers right here, and it's gonna be easy pickings. So now to check those two barracks. If people have not been through this place like crazy still, I may get some stuff. It's just the fact that there's a bison lying here is not a bad sign. Of course, it could be that people didn't need it because it was damaged. Well, 9mm. Better than nothing, even though it's the one of the weaker bullets. Well, another box of 9mm. All right. I wanted to use my Glock recently, and it turns out my buddy had taken all the 9mm to burn out the SGK. Oh well. Leaving infected in houses is not a technique that I use all that much. Damaged again. Shit. looking for a worn or pristine conditioned FX45 mags, which I might find in the Canadian military base. Of course, if you guys see stuff that I'm not taking, well, I'm not taking said stuff because I feel I have enough or don't need it at all. And of course, anyone wants to add their grain of salt to my game, having opinions or anything, y'all are welcome to. But I'm not necessarily playing this game to be the best player I can ever be. I'm just playing this game to have fun, folks. So if I have fun a certain way, well, it's just the way I decide that I'm gonna have my fun. So, oh, I would have done this, you should have done that. Well, like, anyone has an opinion, and if you want to give me advice, don't shy away from it, because some advice is really good, or some play changes, some play style changes might suit me better than others. So, and of course, that's one of the things about putting something out there for the whole world to see. Because now everyone, of course, can watch this, although no one really does at this point yet. But everyone is entitled to their opinion and to share their experiences. So never shy away from doing so. The only real one thing I don't like for this channel is anything that helps divide people or spread any type of hate. So all the cliches and the classics, you know, people who are homophobic or racist or anything like that, like or politics, you know, I don't want to hear about politics also. Like I don't want anything divisive on this channel. If anything's going to be divisive is opinions about this game, which is totally fine. It's what we're all here for, because we like this game. So but I will not stand for anything that's remotely divisive or hateful. And don't get me wrong, people. I have opinions about many things in life, just like everyone else. It's just that here is a channel for sharing a passion that we have and the fun time that we can have together. But I'm not here for division and hate. Since this is my own broadcast, of course, sometimes you might hear personal opinions or stuff about life, general life from me. But I will never get into any type of politics. So like those watching who might be into like, you know, Donald Trump this and the liberals that and the Democrats and the blah 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 and whatever, I really could care less. I don't want to hear it. And trust me, I'm Canadian, and even here in Canada we get to hear and have conversations like that with people. So you get somewhere, there's a nice conversation going on, then someone throws politics in there and then catches fire, and then people are screaming, and then like no, not here. So those who come here, please do it for DayZ. Please do it because you like the content. Please do it because you want to feel part of this channel. But never come here with the intention of disturbing anything, because I'm not in for that. And life is hard enough as it is, people. So those who come here, I don't care who you are, honestly, and I don't care like what's your sexual orientation or like your gender. I really don't give a shit, people. So no promotion, no anything of any side, left, right, those for some situations or against some like I don't give a rat's ass about that, and I never want to hear it on this channel. Because you know, on the interwebs, people, things can get out of hand really fast. And such is the wonderful world of expression we live in today, people. You know, freedom, the best perk about freedom of speech is that everyone can express themselves. And the worst thing about the freedom of speech is that everyone can express themselves. Because yes, while everyone is entitled to express themselves, it doesn't always mean everyone should feel compelled to do so. But we have the right to do that. And therefore, it's good that we do, because in so many eras in this world, were there periods where you could never say anything or you would have your head cut off. So in this life, in this order of things, it's good that we have that sort of freedom in our lives. Well, here, I mean in North America and a lot of countries in the world, unfortunately for some of our brothers and sisters, things are not as good in terms of them being free. And although I'm not really political or very cultural overall, I'm just going to still take this 2 seconds to say my heart goes out to anyone in the world who doesn't have the same liberty, that cannot take the same liberties as we can take over here. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna say freedom. I know some people are freer than others, if I may say it like that, but with the governments and money and power and like the secret societies that may exist, because as I said, I don't really have beliefs in anything. Because I'm not there, I don't see, I don't know someone who knows someone or whatever. Like I'm not in there, you know. So it's hard for me to have big opinions like Illuminati, does it exist or not, or is the proof real or not. Like I don't give a shit. I have other matter in my life, and I sleep pretty good at night already, so I don't want to disturb that. But honestly, my heart goes out to all those who cannot take liberties in life and who are always oppressed. Because here, we're not always oppressed. Like, we have very good moments, we get to be entertained. Is it part of a big scheme to distract population? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Are humans evil enough to plan that kind of shit? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, we have it much easier in some parts of the world, and of course I feel we're pretty good here in North America overall. But the fact still remains that we all are victims of oppression somewhere. It's just that some of us have it better than others. Like in some countries, you know, you cannot go out past this time, or if you do this or that crime, you get punished by torture, you know, or like, I'm not naming anyone just because I don't think it adds anything to the debate to point fingers. I think rather understanding on the human side that we all come from different cultures and upbringings, and of course it influences the way we grow up a lot as people. So who's right or wrong, I don't know. I can't pretend to know. I don't It's not like I have the monopoly of freedom here. I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just a dude. I'm just a person. Very average person, might I add. Never come on here pretend that I can teach you about life or anything. Like I'm just as normal as everyone is here. But one thing I've learned, growing older, people, is that growing older, it makes you wiser towards yourself, towards your younger self. It does not necessarily make you wiser than other people. And I've met people in my life who would be in their 40s and 50s, and they would judge people in their 20s and like, yeah, what do you know anyway? You're so young. You haven't been through blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not my fault that I'm only 20 years old and haven't been through blah, blah, blah. You know, you old man. And today now I'm that older person. And I like that I did not become like that bitter middle-aged man who would just slash at 20-year-olds for being 20-year-olds, you know. I remember being 20. It was a great time. And was I ignorant compared to like what I've learned since then? Of course. I probably said many stupid things when I was younger. But it's what I knew, and it's who I was at that age with how I saw life being that age. So I don't think that's any problem. Like it's just part of growing up and learning as a human and as a person. So, but one thing I still did learn is that other people's experiences you can learn a lot from. So those younger people out there, maybe like teens or in your early 20s or whatever, older people are not necessarily wiser than you are, but their opinion is based on more time on the earth and maybe a little more knowledge. So of course, while it doesn't make them right or more mature than you are necessarily, well, they still have seen a lot more. And although it doesn't always come with a sure level of maturity, it at least comes with a certain level of maturity. Like, I may be in my mid-40s, but I really get that much younger people might be a lot more mature than I am. I've worked with people who were a lot more composed than I ever was, and they were a lot younger than I was. And it's just how it is. So many things factor in that, like how you're raised, who are your parents, what was the environment you were evolving in, like so many things. So you cannot just point the age factor and go, yeah, that person's more mature. It's not the case. I can assure you that 100%. I've known people who now are in their 60s and 70s, and they can still be very immature and like pout about very trivial things, and like it's not only for the young people. The older people also have stupid attitudes sometimes, and it's not automatic that you're going to meet someone and just by magic they're going to be mature because they're older. It's not how it works at all. Oh wow. Are you shitting me? There's a Z around. I thought I had disposed of all of them. That's a badly damaged SK. So I don't know, it might shit my hands right in the middle of a fight, but at least it's easy ammo I get to get rid of. And I often tend to as I probably said in previous broadcasts for the 3.2 people who have listened before, I did explain, yeah, that I often like to get my hands on any extra guns I find for a particular run. So I run around using those guns. Wow, okay. So gas explosion, not too far from here. Of course, it's not any indicator necessarily, but if it blew up that close, I would most likely assume it's not gonna blow up like here right after. That would be the bad luckiest of bad lucks. I've got a Mosin and I've got a lot of ammo to use. So you know what? I'm jumping on this car and I'm using my fucking ammo. Come on! I got him, but not good enough. Alright, wanna take a sip of coffee, people? And it's time for me. Oh, two more to get rid of. Bang. Bang. I don't mind not keeping all the 7.62 because we still got a few more at base, but you know what? I still tend to get stuff rather than use stuff, well, the stronger stuff. I got the guns I need. I got a Mosin with so many ammo. And the Mosin usually is what I call a burner weapon. While it's good at long distances and can hunt with it, I don't like that if you get to be surrounded by zombies, it doesn't fire all that fast and you get stuck and it doesn't have a lot of ammo in it. So I don't use it all that often, and I use it on games like this where servers, I mean like this, playthroughs like this where I got a lot of ammo, I got a lot of space to keep said ammo at base. So I got quite a few mags from this run and ammo, so I'm going to be able to store that in the car. Because, I don't know, I still have time in front of me, so maybe I will go farther in the land. But I'm finding a lot of ammo, a whole lot of ammo. So I love it because it means either someone with not a lot of room was here before or no one was here before, which is not always a given on this server because there's a lot of people playing. So here's another SK and I'm just going to get rid of the ammo in there. It was in better condition than the other one I found, but I have SKs back at the base. Well, we, you know. I'll never forget my good buddy. This is Zane Blake's own channel, but tell you what, people, it might be Zane Blake's own channel, but the people who are part of this, the people who I meet in those broadcasts, the people who I befriend in the process, they're all part of this. And I'm proud to have them around. I'm proud to be around. And I hope you guys enjoyed that for somewhat of a time. Of course, I know uncut and unedited is not as fun. But then again, it's the way I am. Come on, more. I want to see more. Oh wow, wolves on top of it. Nice. That's it. I got some ammo to burn. People, bring it. Great crowd, people. I love it. That should make the Leslie. Alright. Even if one was to jump from the shadows, you know what? I think my inventory is full. Wow. Alright. You know what? Time for a break now. I mean a DayZ break, not a real life break. So I'm gonna turn that off for a few minutes. It sucks that you cannot sort your inventory while in the car. Like, I don't see where the problem is. Okay, so for sure the KM mags I'm not keeping because I'm not running after KMs. If I find a KM one day, I will keep the mags. But before, no. So goodbye. So one gone. Viga mags we have more than enough of, and we have 8 mags. 8 ammo mags. The 5.1 is useless. And mag which is damaged most likely. Not keeping that. And so this is gold. Now, this one also seems damaged, so it is gold. How about this one? Pristine. You know what? We already have back at base. So this one is gold. And we're going to find plenty more along the way. Oh, my tactical shirt is damaged. I'm going to have to do something about that. I have what I need to repair that stuff. And to those that might think that this isn't too professional, well, you're right, it isn't. Basically, these broadcasts are just me inviting you to my living room to join me on a nice DayZ adventure, which sometimes might be compelling and sometimes might be boring. That's kind of like how DayZ is in general, you know? You play this game, you want to find something cool, you start looting around, and then you find nothing, and then you go to another military base, and you don't find anything there either, and then you're like, ugh, waste of time. And sometimes you play 15 minutes and find four things that are super useful to you. So this game, even every session in itself is a crapshoot up to a certain extent. The NVG head strap. Since it's hard to find, I'm going to keep it. Although I got to admit, I really don't know if it can be repaired. If anyone at this point is listening to this broadcast, which would be awesome, anyway, night vision goggles can be repaired. Answer me and you will win my heart. No, my heart belongs to someone already, but you will win my respect and recognition. Yes, yes, my approval. I'm gonna say you're cool and all, and I'm gonna say your name on the interwebs, so we all feel important for a second. Say my name on the interwebs, so we're all important for a second. All right, let's see if there's other zombies that have respawned in the area. Prior to the update, I would have made myself quite a few wolf steaks, but it's not an option anymore. It's fine, of course, it's somewhat logical. Sometimes life has to be. So my buddy likes the M16, although we could not find any so far. And he told me to keep the 556, which I'm gonna gladly do, as I'm finding even more ammo in these barracks right now, as I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find even more ammo in the other two barracks. And maybe even in the container. Found some 9mm by, not 939, the other one, geez, I can't recall. What's this one? Not, yeah, 9x39 armor piercing. So what's the other 9mm? Oh, 919. Okay. So yeah. So I got 939 for the Vicar, or the VSS, or the Sval, or the VSD. A Vega. Oh, there's an infected in there. Nice. Might I add, there's gonna be a dead infected in there. Nice going there, butthead. He cut you. Oh well. I think, yeah. I brought the disinfectant I had with me, so I can make a makeshift bandage if I get into any trouble. Cause see there again, I was too careless. I didn't aim well enough, missed my shot, then he cut me. Stupidly like that. So some might say skill issue, maybe it is. But I would also say overconfidence, and I definitely was overconfident back there. But, you know, if you can afford getting injured sometimes, it's all part of the game. I'm gonna repair my shoes, which are screwed. How are they? Only damage. That's good. So I will not have to start thinking about replacing him anytime soon, because I can repair him pretty fast and then back to Warren. Alright. So at least I was able to take the time for these few maintenance moments. So now, last barrack and then hop in the car and get out of here, because this is a random gas zone. So I might get random gassed, and I random don't want it. Ooh, 939. That's great. another KM mag, I mean another K74 mag, which is gonna mean more ammo for our K74s back there. Oh, speaking of which, an ammo box of K74 ammo, 545 for those who like to sound like you know your military shit. Which most of us don't. Most of us, because I've never been in any kind of military organization, so even I could not pretend I have any extended knowledge about that, because I don't. I'm gonna scrounge up towards the ammo. I'm on my way out. So I was able to visit Kamensk and Arsenovo. And I'm always pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, once again, couldn't get my hands on a holster. Nor could I get my hands on a gun cleaning kit in Arsenovo, but got quite a few rounds for the Vega, and also, well, you know, got a few quality rounds period, so that's fine. So I guess now I'm going to be making my way back home, because going further west at this point seems a little trivial. Unless I decide to make it to Northwest Airfield, but maybe for another time. But it was a fun trip, fruitful. And I'm gonna see back at base if one of the few last mags I acquired might replace some lower condition ones, just like the Pristine FX mag that I found. Never go too fast using the car, people. I always keep myself in second or third gear, so I make sure that I don't go too fast. Because even if you just watch in front of you, you're gonna hear the motor like go really fast, really quick if you go too fast. See, like so it's already too fast. So I'm going 70, like that. That's very fast. And see how stupid this could have turned. I took the curve too fast, and I almost ended up crashing. And yes, of course, I was all done. I'll admit it. I went too fast in the curve. But that's what happens in DayZ. People get overconfident. You should, like, if this was you surviving in real life and you had a car, you would probably want to save gas, so you would not be going around 100 miles an hour. You would also try probably to, well, not crash, so you would not take curves in country roads at high speeds. You would not go and try and face zombies and kill them. You would probably try and find a place to secure, and maybe you might clear the area, but like playing DayZ like this and just take a car and go about and say, hey, let's just put our lives at risk and go shoot. I don't think that would happen a lot. It would happen. Some people would be bold enough / stupid enough to do that, but most of us wouldn't. That includes myself. But yeah, I know this is a game, so it's not reality, and Yes, sometimes, of course, I do play this game like it's a game because it is what it is. It's a game. Just like in the barracks with the infected a few minutes ago. I heard him. I knew he was there. I knew I was gonna have to shoot right in the corridor, but I was careless. I opened the door. He was not standing really in the middle. Took me a second too long to aim correctly. Like it was very bad execution. And in this game, bad execution it's easy. So now we got through Nagorno, heading to Novo, where I'm gonna quietly follow the road back home. So I'm not even accelerating right now, I'm not even pressing any buttons, just using the analog to turn. But if it goes down here, I'm gonna maybe speed up too much. And you will probably see me brake in a few seconds. But I'm still in the 40s, so it's not too bad. As I often said, you don't really crash hard in the... Oh, wow. See, got warped out of nowhere. Wow. Well, that was scary. Whew. And another thing, when you warp, just hit the brakes and keep your finger on the brakes, the L2 button, you know. Don't you move. You just keep your finger on that until it is safe for you to continue. And you'll know when it is safe for you to continue. The car will be stable, the things will not lag, and all is going to be fine. Until then, soon as you feel any sort of trouble, you hit the brakes and you don't do anything else. You wait. No matter how long the game lags, you wait. Because the important is you need to be braking as strong as you can. Alright, so here's Novo. In which I'm gonna have to drive very carefully. Of course, on the PS5 it's a lot better than the PS4. I remember coming through here and on the PS4 it was madness, total madness. It was laggy, it was not rendering. Sometimes I would hit cars I would not even see. I would feel I was going straight and then bang, and then whoop, a car would render and I would be like, shit. So now at least I don't have this problem anymore. But the server I'm on is not the least laggy, you know? It has a certain lag to it. But it's well managed. People on here are nice, and it's official settings on a PvE server, which I love, because I'm not a boosted loot type of dude. I like to go around and scrounge and grind, and like if you had to survive in any real type setting. Of course, the big aspect here that's not being real is the constant respawning, because that's another thing. In real life, when an area is cleared, it is cleared. It's not like you can go back to the same house 10 times in 2 weeks and get guns. And that's another thing. Depending on the country where you live, you don't necessarily have access to a gun. I live in Canada. Here, hunters have guns. that are concealed within a locked shelf, blah 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 blah, like storage, and the bullets have to be separate, and blah 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 blah. You know, legal weapons, and you cannot, unless you're a policeman or have a very special permission or permit for something, you don't carry a gun on you here. So in Canada, if there's a zombie apocalypse tomorrow, well, it's not like you can go into any house and expecting to get a gun there. So here, it would be way different. I'm also a type 2 diabetic because of cancer treatment that backfired. So I need medication for 2-3 things, unfortunately. So if it were ever to happen in real life, zombie apocalypse, I'm screwed. Some of those medications I can't not take. I have to have them, you know. Such is my condition. So this is Karmanovka, where my home is. I'm gonna just pass by the well, make sure to drink, and then go back to my base, sort my things, and then take a pause. So here I am getting closer to my place. You know what? This is my home. It is my place, and I want to feel secure. So all those who want to come. You gotta be kidding me. No one? No one. Here. In my hometown. Oh well, okay. I don't remember. I think we found a real fishing rod somewhere. And now like I have hooks and I even have a jig. So I think I might go fish some real good fish down in Provo, just down south. Maybe a little later on. Now heading to my base. I didn't put anything in the car, really, in the trunk. So it's not like I was close to being all that full. But since the car is always an accident risk in this game, I take it for a small run. crap, I do not want to stop it. Anyway, so let's get that back. So yeah, as I said before, very satisfying little trip. I was able to get a few ammo. Had I needed an SK, I could have gotten my hands on one. So all in all, good little run. I've had a lot worse. Like I've had runs where I went to Kamensk and I would find like just two set of like loose bullets. It would suck. So this is my home. Let's close the door and then let's sort out our stuff. So this is a damaged K74 mag. And so the mag goes. Now, a KM polymer mag, of course, that goes because I'm not keeping the KM mags. This is another KM polymer mag with more ammo in it. So there's going to be a lot of SK ammo, which is always fine, because when at my peak or when I have the most weapons, I really like to carry the SK and the K. Those are my two favorite weapons. So how about this? Pristine. Okay, let's see here. That's damaged. All right. So the damaged one goes. There you go. SGK damaged. Anyway, we got two. So there you go. The FX. Oh, that one is damaged. The pristine one just out there. Alright, so damage. Goodbye. That goes. What else? That's it for the mags. Okay, now for... You know what? I'm gonna fill up those K74 mags. So that's gonna be another thing sorted out, I guess. And of course, freeing up bullet space. This one is pristine as well, which is perfect. And this is what we want. 30, 30, 30. Okay, they're all full. So now, time to combine some ammo. It's going to be a little tedious, so bear with me here, people. As I said before, this is not necessarily the most entertaining thing to watch, but then again, you read the title, Uncut. It's just me gaming and taking you guys along for the ride. Of course, not gonna lie, I do wish that one day More people than not like to watch my content, but you know, first and foremost, doing this because, well, I'm talkative and I like this game. So that the main reason I'm doing this, there you have it. Talkative and I like this game. Would I like to be watched by millions? Of course. Not gonna lie. Like anyone, like everyone doing this, that would be the most terrific thing. But on the other hand, I just want to be myself and do my own thing. And eventually, maybe it'll develop into something more professional or like something a little bit more polished. But for now, I like to do things like this. One day, maybe I'll add cool scenes and music and encounters and, some drama to keep y'all on your seats. But right now, I feel pretty good with this. Again, hello to all those watching. This is Zane Blake Stone, streamer extraordinaire. Alright, so let's get them bullets combined. So that's armor piercing. Yeah. There you go, that's all more. Alright. More 762 by 39. I had not seen those prior. More 380, which we have plenty of, just like pretty much every other ammo category that we have. 556. There you go, my good buddy. Slugs. Slugs. More slugs. 45. 45. More 40. No, just kidding. In the crate with the magazines, we have damaged FX magazines. This ain't gon' fly. I'm not keeping that shit. No, sir. There you go. And now this precious ammo, well, it's gonna have to be combined also with some more precious ammo. So what about this right here? And I hope I have a batch to combine that with. Yep. Alright, so that's nice. I got two 9mm here, so yeah, gotta start stacking those 9mm again, those 919, because we burned a lot, which was the goal, honestly. How about some food right here? Maybe I'll get some back later to eat. We'll see. Alright, I got Cobra sights here for KA based rifles. Is it? The SK, of course, not being considered a K rifle, so that would be one of the real Ks. Oh yeah, okay. I remember which one it is. It's not staying there. Okay. Now for more ammo. Still pretty happy with what I've got in terms of Mosin ammo. I still have a whole lot just to like scrap. So I'm gonna have an insane number of rounds to fire. Basically, that's 80. You know, I think I'm gonna be somewhat violent and keep more of those with me. Starting to get more and more multivitamins, but I'm only at 20, so I hope I get more. That rope was gonna be used for, yeah. Been keeping that on me for too long now, because I actually I wanted that rope to be used for a stick shelter I could have somewhere else. So I've got 100 round of Mosin, not counting that I have more here. More 939. Now a new mag for the FX, that is pristine. More 545. Oh yeah, we're gonna make a saline IV bag. So when I'm short or when I start to get thirsty, this is gonna fill me up good. And also give me some protection, some immune protection for a short period of time. NVG head strap, where should that go, folks? There's no room in here. But there isn't a barrel, so. Just want more chlorine tablets. Charcoal tablets. That basically we just have because in a medical stash, something that one would have at some point. My NVGs are still in, the battery in them are still in good condition. So I think I'm gonna do something different this time around. I'm just gonna keep on disinfecting these rags to make sure that they stay disinfected for a while, because I will need them to be. Like, I don't know how much disinfects what, but I just want to make sure that it's disinfected as much as I can disinfect it, because I want it to stay usable for a good while. I've got one use left of alcoholic tincture. So another thing I think I'll do, and I'm not doing that often, is actually disinfect my, oh. I thought it was possible to disinfect a sewing kit. Sewing kit, sorry, not sewing. Yeah. So now I can also use my sewing kit if I get injured and I need to disinfect myself. So that's another option I have, which is not bad. So yeah, for right now I'm gonna carry the rags. The Mosin is fine, my splitting axe is fine. Got all the space I need again. Still don't know where I'm gonna make my way towards. But here's some food I'm gonna take for the road. I may also have a drink before leaving. So I was gonna say I'm gonna take a good pause break. It's been a few hours now, so I'm gonna go take care of some other stuff and be back later on with another broadcast. So those who've been around, thanks a lot for attending. And this is Zane Blakestone. I'll see